Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. Andrew here, Top Fitness Strategies. Thank you for coming on with us tonight. I know I'll give everybody a couple of seconds just to come on. I have a great guest this evening, but before we get going, want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. This is Andrew at Top Fitness Strategies. You might be watching this on my personal page. You might be watching it on my business page. You might be watching this on YouTube because I'm doing a triple cast this evening. And we're going to be talking with Michele from Newland Wellness in just a second. But before we get started, we do have a sponsor this evening. I'll put that in here. And the way we have to do this is because this is triple cast. Everything I type in, I got to do it twice because Facebook doesn't like me doing it through StreamYard. So I have to go back to Facebook and do it. So here's my sponsor. And the sponsor basically is an ebook that I wrote. It's the 102 at-home common sense health and fitness tips. And it's a book. It's not about working out. It's about all the stuff around your house you can be healthier and fitter with. 102 of these items, and most of them I do some sort of little video demonstration of them, and it's really fun. It's a great book. It's there for you, so go check it out. Okay, so all that being said, my guest this evening is Michele Thill from Newland Fitness. Newland Wellness. I'm fitness. She's wellness. Newland Wellness. As you can tell, this is real rehearsed, isn't it? Great. Anyway, Michele is the founder and CEO of Newland Wellness. The intention is to help women midlife who are transitioning due to life changes feel inspired and empowered in their journey. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on. Here you go. Hello, Michele. Welcome.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me with you tonight. I appreciate this opportunity.
No problem. Fantastic. So here's, and this is something I love doing this. I love telling the folks how I found or met or ran into the people that I interview. And apparently Michele and I have several mutual friends, and we're in some of the same networking groups. And myself, I just always like to add people to the networking group that I'm in, not really looking at the backgrounds all the time. It's just because that's the nature of the beast with social media. And apparently her and I became friends that way. And she popped up on my Facebook feed one day because she does this live thing. And I know I'm not going to do it justice, but she calls it Minutes with Michele, which were fantastic. I looked at that, I'm like, oh, I like her. I got to get her on. So I reached out to her, and she graciously said, yeah, I'll come on your show. No problem. So here we are. Michele, tell us about yourself. And was that accurate how I said we met each other? First of all.
Yes, it is. It is. And yeah, thank you. I started recently doing these minutes based on articles that I have been publishing in medium.com. So I am a board certified health and wellness coach with an additional certification in functional medicine. And I just have a passion for going to that deeper level. I love the idea of functional medicine. As many of the ladies who might be watching, we're looking to take care of the people in our lives. And it started with a cat that was sick that I still have 18 years ago. And then my daughter and my ex all having some medical issues. That medication itself really wasn't the answer. And I learned that there's a more holistic way, and that food is really medicine, and was able to help them back in those days through the health food store, through Suzanne Summers and the cutting edge doctors that she would interview, and decided, boy, I really love this. There's something about this that really just makes my soul sing, and decided to go work for Weight Watchers as a meeting room leader after being a lifetime member for 10 years, and was able to work with a lot of incredibly fabulous members, and realized that a lot of the people knew how to work the program but weren't working the program. So I started going to that deeper level.
Okay. So, all right, I got to go way back at the beginning, what you said here. You got inspired by your cat? Is that what you said?
Absolutely. His name is
I just want to make sure I didn't misunderstand that. A cat like a kitty cat, meow, meow, kitty cat, right?
It is.
Okay.
He was a rescue cat that the vet said had IBS and was on medication to help control his bowels, basically. Over time in research I did, because the medication would have eventually given him diabetes. That's what the doctor had said, and shortened his lifespan, though would help his quality of life. I thought there's got to be something more, and discovered that it was really a food allergy, and started putting not only better food but probiotics in his food, and saw him turn around, and he's doing awesome now still at this point. In fact, he's visited me in at least one, if not two, of the videos I've done.
Well, that's great. Maybe we could get what's his cat's name?
His name is Rascal.
Rascal. I guess what you do for a dog, not a cat. I don't know how to call a cat. Sorry, I've never had cats before. So. Anyway, this is not pet show. This is not pet talk. So we got to go back to the health stuff. So, all right. So for the folks that don't know, and I'm reading this from your site, and I'm also from the videos you've done, the Minutes with Michele. You take more of a I can't even say the word, holistic approach to things. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it also says here, because I'm looking at your website, because I can do two of these things at once here. It says the journey is one that takes the body, mind, and soul approach. So I'm going to ask you to interweave those into something that folks that will understand how I can't say the word, holistic approach to the mind, body, and soul. So can you weave everything together and
yes,
what that's all about?
So for me, it's really a journey about how we can better take care of our body, how we get into our minds to allow us to open up to that, and even like what our lives are saying to us as far as the soul aspect. Dis-ease starts in the energy, in our energy field, and enters our body. And if it's not handled and taken care of, it turns into disease, whether it's cancer or heart disease or diabetes. And so it's a whole, I like to look at it as a whole approach of how we can better take care of ourselves all the way around. What we're eating, how we're thinking, and how we're living our lives.
Okay, so all that being said, you've worked primarily with ladies, correct?
Correct.
And if what I understand from your website correctly, the ladies that are midlife and beyond, and I guess not beyond is not the right word, but past midlife. All right. Okay. So what are you finding to be the most of the mind, body, and soul? What is and I don't want to say this in the wrong way, because I hope I'm going to say this the way it comes out. What is the hardest to overcome or to get through, or am I saying that right? I don't know.
You are.
Okay.
And I suppose there are many different aspects, but one thing that comes to mind is our mindset. A lot of people I find, and with Weight Watchers, I worked with a lot of men as well as women. But now in this role that I'm in, I am focusing on the ladies, like 40 years and plus. And I find for a lot of us, it's that, feeling kind of washed up. Maybe we're, overwhelmed. We've been through a lot in life, especially this past year, right? All that 2020 has offered. And just that mindset of, like getting old sucks. I hate to say that word, but we've all had that thoughts, and I want people to realize that the second half of life can really be the best half of life. We have years to live. Let's bring life into those years. And what can we now do with ourselves? For some of us, it might be that we raised a family. Maybe we've had that career, that marriage, whatever. And now this could be time about us and focusing on what's the next phase as we move forward in our lives during these times in particular.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the women that you work with, or I should say, I don't want to just classify as women, but majority of the, because and once again, based on your website, majority of your clients have been female, correct?
Right, correct.
Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to say, my life is just, I don't know, I'm just confused with everything. Are those the folks that should approach you and say, hey, can you help me out? I don't know what's going on with myself, but I'd like to focus and get better. Is that what we're talking about?
I love that because, think about it. For some of us, life is forcing changes, and for there's other of us that might realize that I want something more. I especially feel in this 2020 year that we've been through, a lot of us are facing different changes. We're not all going to be thankfully infected by the virus, but we're all affected by the virus, maybe in our work, in our financial, in our home life, and working with ladies that are realizing, I just want something more. It's time to make changes, or life's forcing change on me. What am I going to do with this? Looking for that bigger picture, seeing that when, and again, I'm not one that really swears, but when that shit happens, you realize it's a shift that happens instead, and rising above the woe is me into a okay, what is the gift in this? And how is life presenting me with an opportunity? I'm a big believer that life, no matter what is happening for and not to us. And so I'm looking to reach those ladies and say, come on, let's get together and form a community during this time now and in moving forward.
Okay. All right. Now, I gotta tell everybody watching now and also in the replay, I want to thank you for turning this into a PG instead of the G with your profanity there. No, I'm kidding. Usually I'm the one that does that. Anyway, for those just tuning in, I'm talking with Michele Thill with Newland Fitness, the Newland Wellness. I'm with the fitness, she's with the wellness, and the links are in the chat. So go visit her, and we'll be talking about more of what she has to offer coming up in a little bit. Now, I want to make sure we're clear with this, because you mentioned you used to work with Weight Watchers, and if you still do, it's none of my business. It's totally up to you if you want to disclose that or not. But my question is, the ladies you work with, it's not just weight related, right? It's everything related, correct?
Correct. So I no longer work for Weight Watchers.
Okay.
I was a meeting room leader for 5 years there. But what I noticed is the journey of weight loss, as well as the journey of life in general, is 99% your mind and what's happening and how you perceive what's happening. So I could certainly help people with weight loss, but what I'm looking to do is help people on what they can gain in their life in general, especially if they face some maybe life losses. Maybe you're going through a divorce, or you lost a loved one, or you just feel kind of alone in a marriage, or you're not in a marriage and you just want that something more. So how do we turn that into what is life asking from you now? What is the universe asking from you now?
Okay. All right. And I'm doing a second thing. I was getting your contact information here as well. So sorry about that. If I wasn't looking at the screen, I was looking down here. So all right. So it's not just about weight loss, and it's not just about and you mentioned this, not just about marriage and or divorce. It's about the whole package. Right? Am I
right? Yeah. Okay. I am looking for the ladies who are really ready to make change. Like I said, maybe life is forcing change on them, or they're realizing there's got to be something more here.
Okay, so when you say there's got to be something more here, what do you mean by there's got to be something more? What is it? What is? Because when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, and I back up, and especially when I'm doing internet stuff.
Yeah.
saying, all right, I feel like I'm done, but I know there's more here, but I don't know what that means to me. I'm always trying to figure out, what does that mean? So when you say there's going to be more, or there's more, what do you mean by that? If that's
So
a fair question.
oh, absolutely. So when you think about it, how many of us are facing some challenges in our life, and you think, my gosh, it's one thing after another. And then maybe one day you look back and go, what happened was a gift. What transpired? For example, for me, and I don't mean to talk about myself, but
No,
just
that's
an
fine. That's what
example.
it's all about. Absolutely.
In 2015, after 29 years of marriage, my husband decided to leave, and it's like, oh, I've never lived on my own. I've never supported myself, and it's one of those. I wanted to, crawl up in a ball on the floor, and I thought, but that's not going to do any good. So
Right. Right.
I looked to find the peace among the broken pieces, and find what life was presenting to me. And did I ever think at that time that I would be then starting my own business, looking to help other ladies? What a gift it actually turned out to be for me. And that's what I mean by that, something more. How many of us are going through something and you think, this really stinks, but there's got to be that bigger picture there, and the gift there.
Okay. And so when the ladies contact you to find this more with the mind, body, and soul, is it done via the telephone, one on one? And I know nowadays everything is Zoom and StreamYard, like we're doing here. But before all that, was it more on a eye to eye, face to face, across the table over a cup of coffee type thing, or was it internet based?
Pretty much, well, internet based, because I really am starting out with the business. So, like I said, I've done a lot of the one on one while I was working in the Weight Watcher meeting room. But now, in starting this, what I'm looking to do is reach out nationally to ladies working through the Zoom or maybe even StreamYard platform.
Mhm.
It would be nice if there were enough of us local, when the time allows, to be able to get together in person. But I have a feeling a lot of this stuff now will be done over the internet in the convenience of our own homes.
Okay,
And
that
what I like is the
makes sense.
group setting as well too. Now, I could certainly work one on one, but I like the idea of a group setting. And what I'm really looking to do is work with like a monthly membership, where we would be doing weekly meetings.
Okay, all right, which is a great transition because you have a new product you're launching soon, and if I and I think I got this right, it's called Panic to Peace Course, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, tell us a little bit about that, and as you're doing that, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if I'm looking away, that's why, because I'm looking to do that. So tell us about this course a little bit.
Sure. So this is a course that I've developed, in particular, after the year of 2020 and what we've been. So many of us have felt out of control. We felt that panic. We are scared of the virus. We're scared of what's happening with things. And what I've really realized and want others to see is we have more control than we think. And it starts with the control over ourselves and tapping into our own inner power and ultimately bringing more peace into our lives. So it's a 5-week course that will start on January 31st, and it will be a weekly a 30-minute to 45-minute session where I'll be sharing and teaching, but also have that interaction, because I find there's a lot of magic and a lot of wisdom when great minds come together. And so we'll spend time with that. There will be an interactive Facebook group as well, so that there'll be support outside of the weekly meetings. The meetings will consist of working with the body and how to have more, well, first off, starting how to have control over your day, how you set that tone for the day. That is so extremely important. And I
Okay.
don't think a lot of people realize that. Control over your body, what you're actually eating. And again, the importance of food being medicine, the control over our emotions. You know, we are not our emotions, but learning to distance ourselves, feel the emotions, but at the same time, realize that it isn't us, and how do we separate ourselves from it. Control over our health, working with boosting the immune system, helping the brain function better as well too. Control over the mind and our thoughts. Are we coming from a more negative perspective or a more positive one? Because really, it's moving into more of it sounds woo woo, but like a place of love. We're in a lot of fear right now.
Mhm.
And that just cuts off and creates more stress. And that actually weakens your immune system. So now, especially, you want to do things that will strengthen and take care of your immune system. So we'll be covering these different topics and interweaving these different areas along with, and really bringing ourselves into a more centered version.
That makes sense. This is called the panic. Excuse me, Panic to Peace course, and I
Correct.
have the link in the description there. So, all right, I want to backtrack a little bit again, and I wrote this down a little bit ago. Now, going with your story, you said after 29 years, you in the marriage, you suddenly found yourself no longer in a marriage. So, does that mean the only folks that you can work with are folks that have that kind of background, or can a person still be in a relationship and still go through your course?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because now more than ever, I find that there is that support needed out there. So the original thought was working with women that had been through divorce, but now really I open it all up to all women. I feel like this is a time when we can shine, where we can step forward. Maybe you've lost your job and you have to start reinventing yourself. Maybe you're tired of what you've been doing. And like I said, you want to reinvent yourself. Your kids maybe have gone off to college, and now what am I going to do with myself? Or maybe the little ones are a little older, and that same sort of feeling. It's how women we don't focus on ourselves nearly enough. And now is the time for us to do that, and to start sharing our wisdom and knowledge, and standing with men as equals.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, also, I want to make sure that you and I are clear with this one as well, because most people that come to see the stuff that I produced, they right away when they hear the word fitness, as in top fitness strategies, and you see some of the silly videos I put out of me doing push-ups and stuff like that. What you do is not, and this is not in a negative way at all, but it's not exercise in the gym based, correct? It's
Correct.
okay. All right.
Correct. Yeah, it's going to be more that mental fitness.
Okay. Count me out there, or I don't know if I can qualify for that one. Yeah. You see some of my stuff, you can say he's definitely a mental case, but no helping him whatsoever. So
But you know what? You're having fun. See, and we don't have enough fun. When
no,
we're
heavens no.
younger, right? When we're younger, we're playing, we're enjoying ourselves. And then all of a sudden we grow up, and our fun starts being termed as, like exercise, working out. We take away that focus of enjoying ourselves.
Mhm.
And see, that's awesome. Bringing in that joy. We need to do that. That makes us more creative. It makes us healthier all the
Mhm.
way around.
Yep. And I say the same thing in a different way. What I say when I talk to folks, I said, nobody wants to work out or exercise just to work out or exercise. They do it because they like the results they get from it, the long-term results or the eventual results from it. So since you don't really want to do it, I say you have to find something that you're going to enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing a workout, you're not going to keep doing it. Find something that you're going to do, and it goes back to have fun with what you do.
Yeah.
And that's the whole part of it. If it's not fun and enjoyable, or whatever word you want to put in there, you're not going to keep doing it. So I appreciate you say, let's change everybody's attitude and let's start having fun again with our life. I loved how you said that.
Yeah, well, and it's so true. And I love you confirming that, because let's face it, how many of us had said, I should be on the treadmill, I should be going to the gym, I should be working out. And all we do is should,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not doing it.
Yep.
So find what you would enjoy doing and get moving. Get enjoying yourself. I mean, as you know, working out also helps relieve stress. And again, something we need right now. I work with meditation as well, too, to help relieve stress, or deep breathing. So, yeah, it's about helping people manage our stress levels in these times.
I know some of the folks that follow me will tell you right now, well, I enjoy sitting on the couch eating pizza. That's not the enjoyment we're talking about, folks.
Right.
If that's you, you haven't heard a word we said at all tonight.
Because, not that you can't have those moments, but they're moments. They're not that constant routine. So, yes.
So, again, I'm here with Newland Wellness owner and CEO, Michele Thill. And so we're talking about her new course. It's called Panic to Peace course. And I have the registration link, or the link to, so you can see about the course right there. So is there, we're right at the 30-minute mark, and I only asked you for 30 minutes of your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add that we didn't go over that you find really important that you want to make sure you get out there to everybody watching right now?
Well, I guess what comes to mind when you say that like that is that we really need to be on a journey of embracing ourselves more, because we spend so much time beating ourselves up, being mean to ourselves, and being our worst advocate. And with what I'm looking to share, it is about that embracing. It is about us really taking care of ourselves. And I have a bunch of articles. You have the link also. I'm on Illumination in Medium.com. So I have a lot of different articles on that. My website is also linked there. And my Facebook business page has all the minutes of Michele. Oh, and you know what I forgot to add is I have a YouTube channel. And so we've got a link for that as well, too, that has all the different videos that I've done over time as well.
Okay, now I do not have the link to your YouTube. You did not get
I just thought of that. Oh.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure we get it on here, because this video, this interview can be shared to different pages as well. So I'm sure you'll share it to your page, and you can add whatever you need to. And for those watching after the fact, that you're not here live with us right now, if for whatever reason you're not writing down, or you're not clicking the links, or you're just not thinking about doing it at this point, but you want to still contact Michele, you know how to contact me. No problem. I will forward anything I have over to Michele, as long as Michele doesn't mind it working that way if need be.
No, thank you. That's so generous of you. Thank you.
Fantastic. So and just because we come and look at the health and fitness fields from different angles, like I'm all about the exercise and machismo and the gym type stuff, and you're just a total opposite, doesn't mean we're not in the same category. I just know Mr. Macho, and I got I have the biceps in the back, and she has the mind. She has the sexy part of everything. I have the dumb jock thing about everything, but. Well, once again, Michele, I wanted to thank you for being my guest this evening. This was great, and maybe in the future we can get going again. And once again, folks, look on the links, get her course, Panic to Peace course, and the links are all there. And if you need to talk to her, reach out to her, and we'll go from there. So once again, Michele, thank you for being here. And if there's anything else you'd like to add, feel free to do it now.
I just would like to say thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity. This is the first time that I've done an interview,
Oh,
and
you're
thank you for
fantastic.
being
Holy
so
moly, you're
kind.
natural at this.
And as I was sharing with Andrew before we started, just how synchronistic the universe can be.
Yes.
So I'm getting ready to launch this course, and all of a sudden Andrew reaches out and says, "Hey, I would love to interview you." How awesome is that, to be given this opportunity to spend a little time with all of you in his fabulous community and share a little bit about me, my story, and what I have to offer. And I thank you, Andrew, and all of you for spending a few minutes with me, 30 minutes with me.
Fantastic. All right. Okay, folks. Thanks a lot. This is Andrew, Top Fitness Strategies. Once again, all the links are in the comments. If you need to contact me to get through to Michelle, feel free to. If you need to contact me, do it. You know how to do it. But once again, this is me. Stay tuned for later on. We'll do something else in the future. Just keep on in touch and keep watching the notifications, and we'll go from there. So until next time, this is Andrew and Michelle. Ciao.
Take care. Bye-bye.